Hello students, so in this module let's have a quick recap of various events of menstrual cycle. But before we start revising students, we need to understand one structure which we have not talked about till now, the body which is called as corpus hemorrhagicum or simply bloody body. Now what is that? We know that on 14th day ovulation takes place. Immediately after ovulation, students, a temporary structure is formed, as you can see in there. This temporary structure, students, is formed after the ovulation has occurred from the ruptured Graafian follicle, and this structure, students, shows some bleeding from the theca interna. That's why you can see that clot, that red color line in the center. But it's a temporary structure because once the trauma heals, students, it transforms into a beautiful yellow body which we all know, which is the corpus luteum. Now let's have a recap of the various days of the 4 different phases, students, of the menstrual cycle. Now starting with menstrual phase. Menstrual phase extends from 1st to 4th day, leading to follicular phase from which day? 5th day up to the 13th day. Ovulatory phase, students, is only of 1 day, which is the 14th day. And luteal phase extends from 15th day to the end of menstrual cycle, which is the 28th day. Now talking about hormones of different phases of the menstrual cycle, students. Now yes, as far as hormones are concerned, menstrual phase, first phase, the menstrual phase, when the bleeding occurs. Why does the bleeding start? Because the endometrium had sloughed off. Now why was the endometrium breaking up or degenerating? Because a hormone went low. Which hormone went low? Progesterone. Progesterone was maintaining endometrium. So progesterone went abruptly low. That's why the menstrual bleeding had started. So in this phase, the major role is of progesterone going low. Now second phase is the follicular phase. Follicular phase, which pituitary hormone is helping the follicles mature? FSH, which is the follicle stimulating hormone. And because of FSH, the follicles, you can see in the ovary, they were releasing a hormone. Which hormone? Estrogen. So which pituitary hormone? FSH. And which ovarian hormone? Estrogen. These are the 2 hormone, students. Their level go higher. Third phase is the ovulatory phase. What is the immediate cause of ovulation to occur? The hormone from pituitary, which is that hormone LH. So LH goes high in the ovulatory phase. Last phase is the luteal phase or the secretory phase. Now in this phase, which hormone from pituitary? LH is working. And which hormone is released by that yellow color body you can see? Progesterone. So LH and progesterone are high in this phase. Now menstrual cycle, students, let's understand through a graphical representation which is also given in your textbook, students. First, let's talk about the pituitary hormones, 2 hormones, FSH and LH. And let's see in various days how these hormones reach their peaks and lows up to the 28th day of the menstrual cycle. Now first let's talk about FSH. FSH is reaching its peak when the Graafian follicle is formed. You can see in there somewhere around 12th day in here, FSH is reaching its peak, and that's coinciding with the formation of Graafian follicle. Remember, theca interna of Graafian follicle releases surge of estrogen. Talking about LH, students, it reaches its peak at around ovulation time. I just spoke about it. Ovulation's immediate cause is LH. So you can see on the 14th day, LH is reaching its peak. Now talking about the ovarian hormones. Now ovarian hormones, which are the two hormones we talk about? Estrogen and progesterone. Now talking about estrogen, students, maximum release by Graafian follicle. So it's around 12th day, you can see it is reaching its peak. Progesterone is released by corpus luteum. So you can see its peak is reaching, which is coinciding with the formation of corpus luteum, students. So here in somewhere around 21st day, when the corpus luteum is there, progesterone's peak is there. Now also when we talk about the changes in uterus, that is the thickness of endometrium. Endometrium, students, is maintained by progesterone. So endometrium is going to be thickest when progesterone level is going to be the highest. And let's watch this. See the endometrial lining, students, it's the thickest when the progesterone is highest. Now talking about the follicles in ovary, various follicles starting from primordial to primary, then secondary, and you can see Graafian follicle forming, ovulation on 14th day, corpus hemorrhagicum, then corpus luteum, and if pregnancy doesn't happen on 28th day, what is formed? Corpus albicans. Now herein we completed the menstrual cycle, students. We are going to be continuing with gametogenesis in the next module. Till then, take care.